Alright, I wanted to take a look at the second practice test that we've distributed in class and just take a look at the solutions and see how we solve this, just so you have the second practice test solution set available. So, we're going to start with object A and object B, and we want to know which one's going faster. And let's be clear, A may be going backwards. I totally acknowledge that. So A is in fact going backwards. And so its velocity is negative, but that has nothing to do with whether it's going faster or slower. So let's be clear, A is backwards and faster. So I should say A moves backwards and faster. And then I will change, just to be safe, I would say here that B moves forwards and slower. And we're going to prove this by actually getting the velocity of each object. So just to be clear, I can get the velocity of B by picking 2 points. I'll pick this point here. Once again, I really want to see people being careful with their calculations. So this particular slope would be calculated using rise over 1, which is 0 minus -8 over 8 minus 0, and that's getting us 1 meter per second. And when we compare that to object A, its slope, and the slope of its position graph versus time, it's just the velocity, is going to be, well, here this point is 5, -10. And this coordinate tells us that at 0 seconds we're at the 10-meter mark, centimeter mark. So here we'll say -10 minus 10 over 5 minus 0, and that's going to give us -4 meters per second. And then we ask, what is the displacement of each object after 5 seconds? So the displacement for A, when I read that off the graph, that's going to be -10 minus 10, which gives us a displacement of -20 meters. And for object B, let's look at where it is after 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, it's right here at the -3 mark. And remember, it started from the 0, -8 mark right here. I just like highlighting that a little bit better. So our displacement is going to be -3 minus -8, which is going to give us +5 meters. Now, I asked us to plot the acceleration versus the time. I'm sorry, I made a little bit of a typo there, and I should be a little bit more clear on it. It's just a little thing, but this should be squared. And of course, the word here should be acceleration. And so we're plotting acceleration versus time. But here's the thing. Neither of these objects speeds up, so if I were to plot the acceleration versus time, neither is accelerating. They're both moving at constant velocity. So that's why that would be, in fact, 0. So that's question number 1, and we'll move on to question number 2 in the next video.